Sorry, I just made another video, but I was ranting really bad like I usually do, so I'm going to try to make this shorter and more to the point. Point number one! I went to my therapist last weekend for my third appointment, and I received my T letter. Well, actually, I didn't receive a physical T letter, but she did tell me that she would fax my endo the T letter when I got one, which I have a business card, but I haven't called them yet. I'm going to do that in a couple of hours, actually probably right after I make this video. Second, sorry for my appearance. I've been online for like the last 10 hours on Shot Shots. That's what I work for, and so like I'm like, I just drank 52-ounce Coca-Cola from Quick Trip, so I'm just like, I'm totally crashing. I've been crashing for hours, but I can't stop. And like I was like hunching over my keyboard, like, and so my back started hurting. So I just like tucked my shirt up and like took my binder up, and I just like don't like putting on another shirt because like it rubs up against my nipples and feels bad, and I just hate having a shirt on over these huge things. And then I got all this crazy dysphoria because I was sitting here like hunched over, and like I looked down and I got like the man boob thing, and then I got like this lady tell me, and then I was just like, ah! Today's been really bad for me. I don't know why. Like, I'm so close to being on testosterone, but I just feel like I'm even further away. Like, a year ago, I was just like, oh, it'll happen soon, blah, blah, whatever. And it didn't happen soon, and now I'm just like, oh, it could happen in a couple of weeks. I'm just like, it's taking for fucking ever, and I just want to kill myself. And I just feel like I have this time frame when I want the changes to start happening. Like, but I want to be able to enjoy my body by the summer. Like, I realize that I won't have chest surgery, so I'll have to fucking wear 3 shirts still and be sweaty as hell. Especially because I'll be on testosterone, so I'll be even sweatier and hairier and hotter. But, I won't be able to go swimming, like, with everybody else. But, I just want to not fucking have to worry about what my voice sounds like, or, I don't know, just, in the summer, you're hot, and, like, you get pissed off easier, you go and eat, and they're like, oh, what would you like today, ma'am? And you're just like, I want to In other news, my friend, well, she's not really a friend, she's more of an acquaintance, like, she's dated a couple of my friends, but I've never really hung out with her that much. Never alone, but I did the other day because she wanted me to get her some alcohol. And we started talking about medications that people take, and I was like, well, I'm going to take testosterone pretty soon. She knows I'm trans. So, she was talking about, she was watching a guy's channel on YouTube. I don't know who, so sorry, guys. Just have to wonder if it's you or not, I guess. And I was just like, oh yeah, I watched that shit too. It's like, I've got one also. And she was like, yeah, I think it'd be cool to do a documentary on it. We should do a documentary. And so, she's gonna actually do a documentary about my transition, because she's going to film school. And while they are doing documentaries this semester, that would only last like a month. And a month for me would be like, oh, let's see, my first T-shop, my first month, which very low amounts of changes, but I think she's gonna get more of the like my past and like how it's affected my life so far and where it came from, blah blah blah. But she wants to actually do more, like she wants to follow me throughout my whole transition, or at least the beginning, but beyond that class. So that'll be interesting. Like, I don't know, it kind of freaks me out. Like, I hope it's not like, like I mean, like, I want her to be successful, but I kind of hope that not a lot of people see it, because I don't want to be like famous for being trans. Like, no offense, like, I'm not ashamed of being trans. I just don't want it to be what I'm known for. like, I do want to be famous. I'm not gonna lie, like, that sounds kind of dumb, but, like, I do so many things I'd rather be famous for, like, but I think it'd be cool, like, if we do end up, you know, making it into, like, a real documentary, or she does. This gonna be me. um, that, you know, it'd be cool for trans guys to see that. Like, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of YouTube channels, but, like, I want her to actually, like, follow me around, like, not even necessarily, I mean, like, I don't think she will, but, you know, like, it'd be really cool, like, if she were not to just follow me, like, oh, I'm gonna go get my first shot, but, like, to see, like, I want her to be able to follow me around in my everyday life and see how people react to me, and how I react to people reacting to me, and my thoughts on that. But just, like, I don't want it just to be like, oh, this is why my life sucks, because I was trans and now I'm transitioning. I want, you know, to show what happens, you know? Like, I don't want to just be like, on YouTube you just talk about what happens. I want it to actually show, you know? Like, I mean, on YouTube, you know, it's good, like, you know, people talk about the experiences, but, you know, like, I want people to, like, actually be able to think of me as a real person. Like, I'm not saying that I don't think, you know, people on YouTube aren't real people. It's just, like, hard to see that, you know? You know, and there's also a lot of things they don't talk about because they forget to, or they just don't think it's, important, but I feel it's very important. Like, I want to see how people are treated. Like, I want to see how people treat me while I'm preteen, and then, like, while I'm kind of, like, in my between stages of kind of, like, still look female, but I'm starting to look kind of male and getting, like, a little deeper voice and shit. Like, I want people to see, like, see how they react to me then. And then I also want to see how people react to me, you know, after I'm on testosterone. And how I act, because I feel like now, maybe, I don't over-masculinize, but I make sure that I'm tend to go more masculine and feminine. Like, I feel like if I was passing 100%, I would be totally feminine. You know, when people perceive me as a lesbian, and that's, you know, how I kind of had to identify. Like, I never usually called myself a lesbian, I just said I liked girls. You know, I was not afraid of anybody thinking that I was gay. I was just like, I don't care if you think I'm gay. Like, I'll tell anybody. I mean, like, there were some people that I didn't want to know me. I didn't want them to know, you know, think of me as gay. But I didn't really know them. Like, I would just meet people, and, like, off the bat, I would just be like, if they didn't know that I liked girls, I would tell them, you know? Like, I didn't give a shit. Like, if I'm gonna talk to you, you're gonna know that I like girls. But, like, now I just feel like I want to be feminine, but I don't want people to think I'm a gay guy. Like, I have no clue why. Like, I think, cause, you know, when people think you're a lesbian, like, they're just like, oh, you're a lesbian, that's cool. And, like, guys, they're not grossed out by that. They're just like, oh, you're a lesbian, whatever, haha. But, like, guys freak the fuck out if they are, like, straight and they find out you're gay. They're just like, what the fuck, he's gay? And, like, they won't, like, most of them aren't, like, mean to you or anything, but you know that you can tell, and they talk about it. They're like, oh no, it creeps me out, dude. Like, they just treat you differently. I'm not gonna lie, like, I wouldn't act feminine all the time. Like, it's completely different. Like, sometimes I act completely masculine naturally, or sometimes I act completely feminine naturally. It's not that I act feminine, I just act like flamboyant. Like, I just act like a flamboyant male, you know? I don't know, that's how I view it. Cause, like, I'm not good at being feminine, you know? There's a difference between feminine and, like, flamboyant male. Like, they're still, you know, male. They're not feminine.